So today we have a couple steps that we're going to be installing wood on. So stay tuned to see how we do it. So what we got right here is two steps that we're going to be putting wood on, and we got the transition pieces that come over the wrap over the nose and stuff like that. This already had a pre-existing bull nose on it, so as you can see I had to take and shave that right off to make it flush right here. And the first thing I want to do is get these pieces cut and get my transition piece cut right here, and then I'll see what I need to go on the back. So I'm going to do that. And it's very important whenever you are doing this. I mean, this is like crucial to doing steps. If you're putting wood on them, make sure that your riser piece is at least flush, if not raised up just a hair higher than this. So I will probably do that. Looks like and it's actually at an angle. It's not completely straight, so I'll have to cut this board on a little bit of a slope. But anyway, the reason for that being, if this board here is a little bit lower, my piece that goes on top here, my transition piece, the bull nose that matches the wood, is actually going to rest on that like so. So if it's a little bit lower, it could rock like that back and forth a little bit. So if anything, we want it just a smidgen higher, definitely not lower. If you can't get it perfectly smooth, then just go a little bit higher, okay? Because this transition piece here, the bull nose, is actually going to rest on this piece, so we want it lower so it's nice and sturdy, okay? So I'm going to get these pieces cut and we'll come back, and first thing I'm going to do is get all these cut and dry fit them on before I install any glue or anything like that. So I'm going to get these pieces cut and then we'll go from there, okay? Okay, so now that we actually have our riser and our tread cut. So they're not glued, they are just sitting in position right now. This is a tongue and groove floor. As you can see right here, there's a tongue on that, and it actually goes in that. This stair nosing right here has a groove in it, so the tongue will go like that. Now that we got all this in place and all up tight where it belongs, now we can take a measure from here to here. This is not so crucial that it's perfect here, because our next piece is going to set down on it just like so, just like we did with the bottom riser, okay? But we do want to make sure it's good on the edges, and go ahead and get these pieces cut. And I wanted to also make mention here that on the bottom riser right here, I put my cut part that I had to cut up top because it ripped uneven, and I used the groove side here to go down on the floor, so it's a nice factory edge against the bottom of that, and it looks nice and clean like that. So I just wanted to point that out. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this cut, get this step completely on, dry fit. I'm not going to glue anything until I've got both these parts done, and then I can glue it on and we'll go from there. So let me get these cut and then we'll come back to here. Okay, so now we have everything sitting and dry fit just like it it's going to go. So since I got everything cut and ready to go, what I'm going to do right here, excuse me, I'm trying to be as gentle as I can with this, right here on the back, I'm going to put my pencil mark right at the edge of that transition piece so I don't glue past that. And I am going to pull all this stuff off. Mark it, glue it. Okay, so we got everything dry fit and ready to go. So what I'm going to do is go to the back of this stair and put my pencil mark right there, and then I'm going to pull everything off, glue it, and stick it back on, and we'll be ready to go carry on with the rest of our work there. Okay. Let's see here. This glue is kind of runny, so with the pieces here, I think it's going to be easier to put it on this rather than trying to put it on the riser there. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the board here, and I am using the recommended glue and the recommended notch trowel. So these are, you don't have to get all crazy on these because it's not like they're going to be walked on, but you don't want them falling off either, so you do want to get enough glue. This glue is particularly stringy, so be careful. It will string and you'll have a mess somewhere if you're not careful. And it's always a good thing. It's trying to string on me right there. To have a wet rag handy whenever you're doing this. Okay. Like I said, these are just the stair risers, so they're not going to be walked on. So 100% coverage of the glue is not a have to on these. I'll do it one piece at a time here and try to keep everything all nice and clean. Okay, so nice little snug fit there. Okay, you can see that trying to grab a hold. So what I'm going to do, I actually have this much of a lip, which is about a ½ inch or so, that's going to cover this. So I'm going to take and shoot me a couple of nails, mash it down, make sure it's good on the floor, and I'm going to shoot me a nail right there, angled kind of down, because I don't want that to come out of the top and cause a problem. So right there. Okay. Now that's going to be completely covered. So now I can go ahead and glue this complete tread right here. Now this is going to be walked on, so you don't want it squeaking and popping around or anything like that. So you want to get a really good coverage on this with your glue. So I don't know how that air compressor is going to act to the microphone here, so hopefully it's not too overwhelming with the noise there. You can see how stringy that stuff is, so it's a very good idea to have a good wet rag near. long as you dry fit everything first, put everything on there, make sure everything's going to fit good. You should not have any troubles doing this because you can always pull it off and recut it or whatever you need to do just to get a good fit. But if you glue it and then go doing it, you're going to end up in a mess. So let's just dry fit everything and go from there. Whatever kind of flooring you get, you can ask whoever you buy it from what kind of glue to use, and they will surely recommend a glue to you. I'll give you a close-up in just a second of what I'm using, that way you can see. This is an engineered wood. It's not a solid. It's actually like a plywood. It's engineered. So okay. So rather than putting my transition piece on there first and then trying to work that in there, I'm actually going to put my big piece on first, and I got a little bit of a lip over here, so I'm going to go underneath of that edge first and then set that down flat and just let it drop there. And I'm going to leave a little bit of gap in the back, that way when I push my transition piece it's going to be all good. This is a nice little snug fit right here, so I got to make sure I get it real evenly pushed in, or else it's going to give me a fit. Go nice and straight with it there. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now, we got it all pushed in there real good. And I got a sumo lifter here. I'll put my knee on the transition piece just to make sure. And I'm going to close that gap with this right here with my pry bar, pull it in, and again I have the same thickness because my next piece is going to go like this straight on the riser. I got this thickness that's going to be covered up, so again, just to keep this from sliding around, I'm going to shoot me a nail right in the back of the back here, just to keep this in place. It's going to be covered up. Okay. Right. Again, I am going to put the glue on this piece since it is the tread. The riser. Okay. I'm trying to be careful with this. It's all really stringy glue, but it is real good. This landing I'm sitting on, I actually installed it a couple years ago, and it's solid as a rock. You don't hear any hollow spots or anything on it, and I used the same glue on it. So I think that's why they wanted to go ahead and come back and do of the rest of this hallway and stuff that we're doing. These couple steps here in the hallway is what we're actually doing in wood. So we've got to make sure that we get this on the right way, because it is cut at an angle because the top of that step is not right. So again, put it in there nice and tight, and I'm going to push down, make sure it's nice and snug, and once again I'm going to shoot a nail right at the top, angled down. Somewhere I got some glue on me right there, so that's the whole purpose of a wet rag. I got it on the wood right there, so if this rag starts to get too gluey, too messy, where you're making a mess when you set it down, get you another rag. Don't keep a messy rag, okay? Keep you a nice clean rag. Okay, now for the last little stair tread piece there. I'll make sure I get really good coverage because these are very important right here. I'm probably going to actually shoot a couple of finish nails in these as well and putty them. I'm using 2-inch brad nails. Get a good bite. Let's see here. Okay. I'm just going to my mark right now that I marked with my pencil there. Get just a little bit more. This one side here might be a little bit much, but I can always pick it up. Okay. Okay, you don't want to have too much right here on the front because we don't want it to ooze out and run down after we set that T-piece on there. I mean the stair nose on there, okay? So make sure your edge is not gobbed up with it. Okay. Alright. And here is the placing of the last riser. I keep getting mixed up on that. Bull nose. Okay. So everything is good. And like I said a while ago, I am going to put me a couple brads toward the back of this riser right here. Maybe 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to do the same thing right here just so it's not moving around or anything until the glue dries. Plus, it's just going to be extra mashed down with my hand, not the gun, because if I mash with the gun, I'm going to leave a dent from the nose of it right there. So I'm actually even going to put my knee on it right there. Same thing over here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing right up here. Okay. And these will get puttied. I'll let you take a look at them there real close. Now that I got them done there. Let's see here. Oops, sorry about that. So there they are. Zoom in a little bit there, let you get a real good look. Okay, that's it, and that right there is the, let me turn that so you can get a good look at that. Okay, so that is the glue right there. Oops. Made by Dry Tack 7800 is what it is. If you can see right there. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the video. maybe that'll help someone out when they come across this or anything like that. And appreciate you watching. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Thank you.